Alright, so in question 10, how many unknowns do I have? 1, 2. So how many points do I need? 2. I've been given these 2 points here, correct? What does that value represent? My x and my y? X, and that one's mine. So I sub those into my equations. I use this to develop equation 1, and I use this to develop equation 2. So I've subbed in my values, I've solved. I then am left with the last line of 243 equals 81 plus A plus 27B. Cool? I use my second point to calculate my 2. Again, I sub my values in. Everywhere I see x, I put brackets and replace it with the number inside, and that equals 17. I solve, and I get to this line here, and I could use elimination, but it's going to be pretty gross, so what do? I rearrange to get b by itself, and I call that 2a. Once I've got b by itself, I can use substitution. I substitute that in. Wherever I see b in my first equation, I replace that with brackets, 2a minus 1. I expand my 27 in. I'm left with this big gross sum, 81 plus 54a minus 27. Take the 27 to that side, add my 2 values of a up, I get 135a equals 270. I divide both sides by 135 and I find that a equals 2. Once I have that value, what do? Once I have one value in the simultaneous equation, what do? Sub back into whichever equation I want. That one looks pretty easy, correct? So I pick that one and I get b equals 3. Cool? The question only asks me to determine my a and my b value. Very similar process, correct? We've done this 1,000 times before. Done simultaneous equations. The only real difference is we have to remove x and y, or x and our tx value, using our known points like that. And then from there, it's just simultaneous equations. Happy with that? That's going to be the process you follow in question 9 and question 14a. 14a will get quite gross because if you have a quick squeeze, you'll see that it is 4 unknowns, I believe, where you're supposed to find a quadratic equation, or not a quadratic, cubic. And you'll be given 4 points, which, spoiler alert, is going to look something like this. So how many unknowns do you have? How many points do you have? That's the working for 2. That's why we're only doing 14A, not 14B, C and D. Cool?